finally arrived, the final 2 chapters of The Empty Envelope by Ron Roy. It was published in 1998 by Random House, and we have 2 chapters to go, Chapter 8 and Chapter 9. So tonight we're going to be reading Chapter 8, or today, depends on when you're watching this video. We last left off where Ruth Rose was kind of doing like a prank call, sort of. She was calling, pretending that she was going to sell Doris the stamp for $500, when we all know that it's worth $50,000. Now, here we have what's called dramatic irony, where the audience, us, you guys, know something that Doris Duncan does not know. What do we know? We know that Ruth Rose is trying to trick her. So that's that dramatic irony. When we, the audience, know something that a character doesn't. The character is Doris Duncan, and she's oblivious. So here we go, Chapter 8. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I told them that they could say something. Go ahead. What's your name?
You have to introduce.
What's your name?
My name is Catherine.
And
you can call me Coco.
What's your name?
I'm Gray, but you can call me Gray Carla.
Gray Carla, okay. Is there anything you want to say before we get to the chapter 8?
I said something.
Okay, what?
Okay. Today, our daddy gave us popcorn for lunch today.
Okay.
With spaghetti, and I'm not done.
Okay, all right. Okay, Catherine?
I just want to give a shout out to my Auntie Eden and Sadie watching this. I really miss you guys. And anyone watching this, I want to give a big shout out to you guys. And do a big thumbs up.
I guess it's kind of apparent that my kids watch YouTube. All right, let's get started. Chapter 8. At noon the next day, Dink and Josh peeked out of Mrs. McElroy's office. Ruth Rose was sitting at a table reading a book. The library was nearly empty. An old woman sat reading a newspaper. A man was snoozing near the door with his cap pulled over his eyes. Mrs. McElroy was out to her lunch break. Ruth Rose looked so calm. Dink whispered, I feel like I'm going to be sick. If you throw up, I'll kill you, Josh said. He grinned. And Mrs. McElroy will rip up your library card. A minute later, Doris Duncan walked into the library. The man in the green suit followed her. He had long, strong-looking arms and a thick neck. Dink shuddered. It was the man who chased them. He nudged Josh, and the two walked across the room. Are you Ruth Rose? Dink heard Doris Duncan ask. Ruth Rose nodded. She held up the 5 blue envelopes. The stamp is in here, she said, showing Doris Duncan the empty one. I hope Ruth Rose gets the money first, Josh whispered. Ruth Rose looked at the man, and she raised her eyebrows. Who's he? Asked her in her bad guy voice. This is my associate, Doris Duncan said. Mr. Otto Bird. Aha! Said Dink in the office. Did you bring the cash? Asked Ruth Rose. The woman snapped her fingers. Otto Bird yanked some bills from his pocket. So here's the picture that goes with this. And if you look here, you can see we have someone peeking out of the office there. And there's Ruth Rose looking all confident. And there's those 2 mean-looking people there.
I wonder what's gonna happen. Ah! Any predictions?
All right.
Stick it in your head.
So he reached in his pocket. Okay, please. Let's listen to the book. And handed them to Doris Duncan. Let me see the stamp first, he croaked. Josh started to giggle. Dink clapped a hand over his mouth. Ruth Rose slid the stamp out of the envelope. See, there's an upside-down airplane, Dink heard her say. Otto Bird snatched the stamp out of Ruth Rose's fingers with his other hand. He whipped out a magnifying glass. The man examined the stamp through bulging eyes, then he smirked. This is the one, he said. Ruth Rose smiled sweetly. The money, please, she said. Doris Duncan dropped 5 $100 bills into Ruth Rose's hand. In the office, Dink and Josh high-fived. Ruth Rose counted the money out loud. When she finished, When she finished, she looked at Doris Duncan and Otto Bird. Then she hollered, "Okay, Officer Fallon." The man snoozing by the door stood up. "Don't move, you two," Officer Fallon said. "You're under arrest for theft and mail fraud." And that's where we'll leave off when we finish our book next time, when we read chapter 9. Do, do, do. Until next time, this is not a YouTube channel.
I just wanted to say that we're going to be in the next episode.
Okay.
I wonder what's going to happen. I'm so excited. Bye.
Farewell.